So Apache POI is used for reading Microsoft documents. It could be a Word file, it could be a PPT or an Excel sheet. So our purpose right now is to read an Excel sheet. Fine. So we need to add this Apache POI jars, or you can say dependency, in our pom.xml file, okay, in Maven. But before that, we have to search the jars or dependencies in Maven repository. So let's go and search for it. Okay. Search for Apache POI. Okay. So over here, we need to add these two dependencies, Apache POI common and Apache POI API based, okay, POI over XML. These two dependencies we need to add. So first of all, let's go to this POI common, and we will select this version 5.2.2. Okay, let's select this version. Select the dependency. So the moment you select it, it gets copied to the clipboard. Then we'll go to our Eclipse, and then paste the dependency in our pom.xml file. So the way we have added Selenium Java and WebDriver Manager, we will add POI common. Okay, so this one is added. Let's go and add the another one also. So whenever you want to add any particular dependency, you can go to Maven repository, this site, and search for that specific one. Okay, let's go with OXML. Now we have to select the same version over here as well. Okay, in case of OXML schemas, we have to select the same version. So I'll select this 5.2.2, select this Maven dependency and paste it over here. Okay, fine. So we have added Apache POI jars into our Maven dependencies. Okay, so this is the very first step. Okay, very first step to add Maven, to add Apache POI dependencies in jar or in pom.xml file. Second, you need to have an Excel sheet also. So I have already created this test data.xls. Okay, so this file needs to be there or available. Okay, you can give any name. Okay, you can give any name to the XLS file, but there has to be an Excel sheet available with you. Okay, in any of your drive, so it has to be saved. Okay, then let's go and create a simple program for reading this Excel sheet. Okay, so simply you have to go to your package, click on class, say read data or read file. Okay, main method, finish. Okay. Now, first of all, we have to give the name of file. Okay, the file which we have stored at some particular location, which we have to give that file location in our program. So I will say file src source equals new file. Okay, this way. And let's go and find the path. Okay, shift copy as just copy as path and paste it over here. So it is stored in F drive test data.xlsx. Okay, this is saved. You can bring file or you can import this file. So from java.io. Okay, java.input output. So this is the package and this is the class. This class belongs to Java. Okay, it is not part of Selenium. Fine. So what we have done, we have given the path of our file and the reference of file is stored in src, that is source. Now we have to keep or create a channel to read this particular file. So I will say file input stream, okay, fis equals new file input stream, file input stream, and it's going to take an object of file, so that is src. Okay, we have already seen that this is going to give a compile time exception which we have to handle. So as of now we'll save with add throws declaration and we'll add an exception over here. Sure. So up till this part we have given the location of file, okay, where the file is stored, and we have created a channel to open the file and read the data. Okay, now we will create an object of xssf workbook. Okay, xssf workbook. So we are going to take this constructor. Okay, this is a class actually. This xssf workbook is a class which belongs to Apache POI, and this is the constructor of the class, which is taking input stream object. So we are already having input stream object over here, that is FIS. So we are going to pass it as a parameter. Okay. So we are at the workbook level. See, if you see this particular Excel sheet, this entire Excel is a workbook. Okay, it is called as a workbook. In this workbook, there are different sheets: first, second, third, fourth, and five. Okay, in this particular sheet, you are having row and cell, okay, or column. So this modules cell, okay, is a combination of A and 1, A column and 1 row, that is A1. So first we will go to this workbook level, then specific sheet, then row, then cell, and then specific data will be fetching. Okay. So right now we are at the workbook level. With the help of this object WB, I'll say get sheet. Okay. Now you have two methods, either get sheet and you have to pass the name of your sheet, or get sheet add, you have to pass the position or index position of your sheet. So let's go back. So this is your sheet name, Excel sheet name, modules. And what is the position or index? 0. So the position is 0, this is 1, this is 2, 3, and so on. Okay. So this is currently modules. So I'll copy this. So either you can go with this option, okay, and this get sheet method is going to return you object of xssf sheet class. Okay, so I'll save it in xssf sheet class and I'll say sheet. Okay, so either you can go with this option, okay, either you can go with this option, or you can use wb.get sheet at index 0. Okay, both the options are perfectly fine. You can go with any one option. Okay, no issues with that. So I'll comment one of them. Okay, I'll comment one of them. Okay, you can go with either of them. So now we are at the sheet level. Okay, now from sheet level we have to go inside the row and then cell and then read the data. So let's understand. I want to read this particular data. That is yes. Okay, related to this second. So this is 0 index. This is 1 index. So one index for row, and this is 0, and one column index is 1. This is 0 index, and this is 1 index. Similarly, 0 index and 1 index. So this cell is at 1 comma 1 position, similar to double dimensional array, right? So if I want to read this data, what you are going to do, you will say sheet dot get row, and what is the row number? I'll say 1. Then for that particular row, get cell. Which cell? First, okay, 0 and 1, and then get string cell value. Okay, so you are going to get the string cell value, and definitely it has to be stored in string only. So I'll say data equals this, and I'll print out the data. Fine. Let's run this program and see the output. Okay, so you're getting yes over here. Okay, so this is the data which we have read. Okay, right now it is very much hard coded. Okay, because we are passing this details very much hard coded as in one, but later on this has to be very much dynamic in nature, as in it the program itself has to understand how many rows will be there or how many cells are there, and there will be a double for loop used. If you remember, we have used in double dimensional array also the same concept. Let me go back and show you. Arrays, this one. So in case of double dimensional array, we have used two for loops. Okay, first one is running for rows and second one is for column. So we are going to use these two for loops, okay, to read this kind of data, because if you see, this is nothing but like stored in a tabular format, table format. These are like columns and these are different rows. So it is a double dimensional array, right? So the same way we are going to, if you want to read, we are going to read this particular data. But in that case, we need to understand the number of rows and number of cells also. So for that also there are specific methods available, like sheet dot get last row number. Okay, last row number. So whatever be the last row number, that is your row count. Okay, this is going to give you integer. Okay, so I will say integer row count. Okay, something like this. And for every row there will be one more method called as, so I'll say sheet dot get row, say for example row 0. Okay, just consider this one, last get row. This is get last row number, and then we should have row get row, say for example 1 dot get last cell number. Okay, so this is going to give you it's like short. Okay, that will be column count. Okay, this one. So this is going to give you column count and row count, so you can have two for loops running for based on this row count and column count. Anyways, this is going to be covered as part of your framework. Right now this is not the scope of this particular program. And don't worry, No one in the interview is going to ask you how to read an Excel sheet. These kind of programs or these kind of coding would already be done in some or the other project. You just have to utilize it, or you can say reuse it. Okay, you need not to create the entire, or you need not to write the entire program again. Okay, you can just copy and paste it from some project and accordingly access the Excel sheet. Okay, that is how things work in company. It's not like 100 lines of code you are repeating again and again. Okay, that won't happen, and no one in the interview is going to ask you this the entire code. Okay, they will just ask you the framework structure and some basic programs like how to interact with elements, how to create XPath, and all those things. Okay, what we have learned so far. Okay, difference between like different locator strategies, all those basic things. What we have learned so far, those kind of questions will be coming up. More from Java, okay, and because they want to understand the concept, whether your concepts are clear or not. Fine. So this is our code for reading an Excel sheet, right? We have run this already, right? So yes, okay. So this is the answer we are getting as part of data. This you have read an Excel sheet. Okay, so this is a simple program to read an Excel sheet.